If you like storytime vibes, hit subscribe and let's dive in together.
She was painting her lips the color of blood. The mirror caught her reflection, calm, precise, terrifyingly sure of herself, the kind of calm that only comes from knowing exactly how much pain you're about to cause. It was 7:41 p.m. The sound of her heels clicked against the tiles, like the ticking of a bomb I'd been pretending not to hear for months. That was the night my wife, Lena, decided she was free, and the night I decided I was done pretending I didn't see what she had become. "Where are you going?" I asked, though the answer had been written all over her for weeks. She didn't turn around. "It's none of your business where an independent woman goes, Aaron." Independent. The word came sharp, deliberate. She loved the way it made her sound. Powerful, untouchable. But all I heard was distance. The green silk dress clung to her like smoke. Her hair pinned just right. New earrings. A perfume so strong it reached me before she did. Sweet and predatory. I stood in the doorway, watching the woman I married transform into someone I barely recognized. Then she looked at me through the mirror and smiled. That cruel, teasing smile. "What if I told you," she said softly, "that I'm going to meet two men tonight? Younger, wilder, the kind that don't ask questions." She wanted me to explode, to scream, to prove I still cared. But I didn't. I just stared back. "Is that what you want?" I asked quietly. Her lips curved. "Maybe. What would you do if it were true?" That was when I pulled my phone from my pocket, scrolled, and hit a number. I turned on the speaker and placed it on the dresser. She frowned. "What are you—" Then the line clicked, and a man's voice came through. A voice she knew. Her hand froze midair. Her face drained of color. She didn't speak. That was the moment she realized. I knew. For years, I thought I had married peace. Lena was warmth, soft laughter, the smell of jasmine, the sound of rain tapping against our window, while she hummed some song she barely remembered. She used to rest her head on my chest and say, "You make me feel safe." That word, safe, used to mean something, but safety is a cage for people who crave chaos. The first cracks appeared small. A sudden obsession with girls' nights. A new phone she said was for work. A cologne I didn't wear lingering in our car. Her lipstick shades getting darker. I noticed everything, but I said nothing, because confrontation ends stories, and I wasn't ready for ours to end yet. Then, one night, I came home early. She was gone, but the wine glasses weren't. Two of them. One with her lipstick mark, one with none. A shirt I didn't recognize hung on the back of a chair. She walked in an hour later, smiling too brightly. "You're home early." "Yeah," I said. Traffic was lighter than usual. She didn't notice my eyes on the shirt. Or maybe she did, and just didn't care. That was the first night I realized something dangerous. She didn't fear losing me. Over the next few weeks, I began to piece it together. Her Uber history, same address, same nights. The password to her cloud backup, still my birthday. Photos, messages, clips. Two men, not strangers. Employees from my company, Eli and Marcus, both new hires. Young, ambitious, and foolish enough to touch what wasn't theirs. I remember shaking their hands the week they started. Never thought those same hands would trace my wife's skin. I didn't rage, didn't shout. I just watched, memorized, and began to plan. Because revenge, real revenge, doesn't come from fury. It comes from focus. 3 weeks before that night, I started building my quiet war. I rewrote contracts, redirected payments, created a trail linking Lena's personal bank account to Eli's and Marcus's names. On paper, it looked like she'd been paying them for personal services. Legally, it looked like solicitation. I reached out to my friend Clark, head of compliance at the firm, asked him to launch an anonymous ethics review. He didn't ask why. He trusted me. Meanwhile, I played the part of the loving husband. Dinner together, Netflix, polite smiles. Every lie she told, I filed another document. Every kiss she faked, I sent another email. And all the while, she thought she was winning. Lena had no idea that every step she took toward freedom was walking straight into a trap I built one signature at a time. Then, one Thursday night, I called Eli, calmly. He answered, voice trembling. "Sir, I know everything," I said. "The photos, the videos, the money transfers. I have it all." He went dead silent. "I can end your career." Or, I continued, "You can help me. You'll walk away clean, and she'll take the fall." It took him less than 10 seconds to agree. That's the thing about people like Eli. Loyalty ends where fear begins. I told him exactly what to do, when to be available, when to disappear, and what to say when I made the call. By the time Lena stood in front of that mirror in her green dress, the trap was already sprung. She thought she was dressing for a night of passion. I knew she was dressing for her downfall. And the moment I heard Eli's voice through the phone, shaky, remorseful, confessing everything to her in real time, I didn't feel satisfaction. I felt silence, a kind of peace I hadn't known in years. When I pressed call, I wasn't nervous. I'd rehearsed this moment 100 times in my head. The phone rang once, twice, then connected. "Hey!" Eli's voice came through, raw and shaky. Lena froze. Her reflection looked smaller now, almost frightened. "Eli?" she whispered. His voice cracked. "Lena, he knows everything." I told him. She blinked fast. "Told him what?" "That we've been meeting. That you paid us. That the firm is investigating you." I watched her body go rigid. Her hand trembled so badly the phone slipped from her grip and hit the floor. The sound echoed through the room like a gunshot. Her eyes found mine, wide, panicked, broken. "Why are you doing this?" she whispered. I didn't answer. I didn't need to, because the truth was standing right there in front of her, in every lie she'd told, every secret she thought she'd hidden. When she lifted her dress, it wasn't seduction anymore. It was surrender, a silent plea for mercy she didn't deserve. I didn't touch her, didn't speak. I just stood there, watching the mask fall from her face. The phone still lay between us. Eli's breathing loud on the line. "I'm sorry," he said, his voice breaking. "I didn't mean—" I ended the call. And in that silence, that brutal, endless silence, I realized something. I didn't love her anymore, not even a trace. By morning, the entire company was whispering, "Executive under investigation for misconduct." No names yet, but everyone knew. By noon, Lena's access card stopped working. By evening, her bank accounts were frozen. I didn't need to humiliate her publicly. I just needed to make sure no one respectable would ever hire her again. Eli resigned quietly and disappeared. Marcus tried to fight it, claimed innocence, until Clark showed him the documents. His signature, his transfers, his messages. He lost everything. His job, his reputation, his visa. And Lena, she came home one last time, pale, shaking, mascara streaked down her face. She didn't look like my wife anymore, just a stranger wearing her skin. "You ruined me," she whispered. I looked up from my desk. "No, Lena, you ruined yourself. I just stopped protecting you." Her voice cracked. "You set me up." "I didn't set you up," I said. "You walked into the trap on your own. I just made sure it had walls." She cried then, really cried. Not for love, for loss. Because people like her never mourn the person they betrayed. They mourn the life they lost doing it. When she left that night, I didn't watch her go. I just sat there in silence, the faint scent of her perfume still hanging in the air like smoke after a fire. And for the first time in years, I could finally breathe. The divorce finalized 2 weeks later. No alimony, no argument, just signatures and silence. She moved to another city, changed her name, tried to rebuild a life out of ashes she made herself. Sometimes her new profile pops up on social media. New photos, new hair, same eyes. People say revenge doesn't heal. Maybe that's true. But it clarifies. It strips away illusion, excuses, self-pity, until all that's left is truth. And the truth is simple. She wanted power. I gave her freedom. She used it to destroy everything she had. Now, when I think about that night, the lipstick, the heels, the mirror, I don't feel anger anymore. I feel gratitude. Because that night, when she lifted her dress, she didn't just expose her betrayal. She revealed my blindness. And in destroying her illusions, I rebuilt my own sense of worth. Power isn't shouting. It isn't rage. It's silence, planning, and precision. When I walk into my office now, I see people straighten up. Not because they fear me, but because I've stopped needing to prove anything. Sometimes I still smell that same perfume on strangers passing by. And for half a second, I remember her. The laughter, the warmth, the woman who said I made her feel safe. Then the memory fades, like smoke curling up toward a ceiling that no longer exists. And I smile, because I finally understand. Revenge was never about hurting her. It was about reclaiming what she tried to take. My calm, my control, my name. And I have all three now.